Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your weekly singles love reading for Cancer. How are you guys? Cancer, let's see what's coming in. What is it that Cancer needs to know? Single Cancer. Yeah, there's a little bit of lack here. This is someone often feeling ghosted, left out in the cold. Yeah, this is someone who's looking at what's lacking here. Lack of love. Lack of emotional fulfillment. Yeah, so this is someone who, this is an energy of releasing things that no longer serve. Okay, this has to do with self-respect, self-worth. Yeah, but it is an energy of hope. Okay, so I do think it's someone who's kind of either feeling left out or left out in the cold, or maybe they don't have enough money, but it's about looking at the reality of a situation. Okay, this is a bit of a reality check, but this is also what someone needs to release is lack. Now, if this is someone who's ghosted someone else and now they're feeling lonely, they may have feel this didn't serve them. Yeah, it's all about self-worth, self-respect. Let's have a look here. Yeah, someone here has to look at the path they're on. See, more focus on money. Maybe someone was focused more on their love life than their money. Because it is about this person, the path they've been on. See, this is about moving forward, planning, preparing, being financially prepared. But it is about moving forward, making sure the coast is clear. So someone here maybe was focused more on their love life than their money. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, because it has to do with reciprocity. Someone who maybe didn't have enough money. Somebody here maybe wasn't reciprocating because of this. But it is an energy of, it is about being able to be generous. Somebody who's very generous with their feelings, emotions. They maybe didn't have enough money to be generous. So this is someone who's focused on that money. And it is about moving forward. See, it's all about the path they've been on. This is about going down a new path. Yeah. But I do think it's somebody here going to reach out to someone, feeling maybe like there's hope this person will reciprocate. But it has to do with the reality of the situation. There's a bit of a reality check. It's about being able to give and receive for sure, yeah. So this is an energy of maybe someone who wasn't, it's often someone who has with responsibility, reliability. Someone who's able to pull their weight in a relationship. But I do see a little bit of baggage here being released for sure. It could be someone who's had a lot of debt. And that's often what happens. People end up with a bunch of debt, lack of money. And then when they're ready to go down this path, maybe not quite ready. Because it is about loneliness. Yeah, but it's all about the reality. See, this is about two people who pull their weight in a relationship. It takes two. Yeah, so this could be someone who the situation didn't serve, and it's time to let it go. It is what it is. It just wasn't meant to be. But this is about a new path. So this is about being prepared financially, but it's about two people. Yeah, reciprocating, sharing the responsibilities of day-to-day life, paying the bills. But yeah, and there we have truth and victory. Someone seeing truth in a situation. Yeah. See, this is where it may not serve them. As somebody who's focused more on their love life when they probably should have been more focused on their money, but they're lonely. But this is like two people here. See, equal give and take, sharing and caring. But I do see two people talking and connecting. See, this is two people who lift the burdens off each other's shoulders. So if somebody here had a lot of maybe bills to pay, a lot of debt, a lot of weight on their shoulders. But the Ace of Swords is truth, victory. Someone's seeing truth. They're kind of going, aha. Let's have a look. This could be maybe why someone ghosted someone. They felt they couldn't reciprocate, or they would have all the weight on their shoulders. Because it is about whether someone's reliable. Long-term reliable, right? Let's have a look at the Five of Pentacles. Oops. We'll go over that. Why is it here? Yeah, see, it's all about seeing clearly. But this is about someone getting emotionally ready to start something new. So this is someone on their path. They're a little more prepared. But this is about clearing out past, looking to see if the coast is clear. It is about financial stability. A lot of this is because somebody here feels they're going to end up putting out more money than is coming in. And it could have been what's happened where they paid for everything and the other person didn't reciprocate or pay. But it is about lifting the weight off each other's shoulders. Yeah, somebody here maybe felt somebody wasn't able to provide. I don't know. We're going to see, but it's definitely an energy of loneliness and lack, but the sun is shining because we have someone seeing truth. Aha. Yeah. I think if somebody was lonely and focusing more on their love life than they were on financial stability. But this is about choosing the right person too, connecting with someone, having that conversation. Let's have a look at the King of Cups. Yeah, this is someone who felt they never got what they wanted, but this is about being a little more cautious, playing it safe. See, this is someone who feels comfortable the way things are. They're content. Somebody wasn't content. There wasn't enough. So something happened here. But I do feel it could be someone who was taking advantage of someone, feeling they were taken advantage of. But it's how the other person was feeling too. Like they would have to pull their weight. They couldn't rely on this person. So there's all this energy. It is what it is. It's probably just something that wasn't meant to be, but it's about releasing all this. Yeah. See, it's an energy of hope. Yeah. So this is a person who, we have an energy of another energy. It's probably the same person, but we'll see. This is someone who knows what they want and they go for it. This is a person who's focused on success. They often are someone who creates opportunity. See, it's about being inspired to create opportunity. But it's someone who knows what they want. Someone here didn't get something they wanted. Now, it could be just where someone didn't reach out and reciprocate to someone. So the other person felt, well, they're not reliable. See, aha, truth. But you can see this is someone who's in that win or lose situation. I think it's just a person here focused, they're focused on this wand, what they want out of a situation. And it is someone kind of, well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be. But there's that little aha moment. So it has to do with drive and ambition. It has to do with being inspired. Yeah, I think it's just a person who's on the path they've been on. It's now about choosing this path. Yes. See, there's beautiful opportunity here. See, this is about giving and receiving. I definitely see the energy of new. Somebody very positive. See, this is someone who may have been kind of... It's a person who feels they're being left out or someone's ghosted, ignored them because of this. Now, this could be someone new coming in, Cancer. Maybe you were dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. If it's a masculine Cancer, I feel this is somebody who was very much focused on love, not focused on the money. So someone ghosted someone or ignored them, and it could be this person that did it. If someone reaches out and the other person doesn't reciprocate, it's often disrespectful. See, lack of respect. But it's an energy of self-respect and self-worth. So this is someone who's definitely focused. They have drive and ambition. They're determined to succeed. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Got someone here with that energy, feeling bold, feeling confident, ready to go down this path. But this is someone who probably took a risk with somebody and never actually had that conversation, maybe about finances. But it has to do with taking a leap of faith. This is someone reflecting on this. See, they're looking at what they're leaving behind. They're leaving lack and negativity behind and open for new, ready for new. Yeah, so it's someone who's ghosted someone. But I do see someone who is focused more on their love life than their finances, and then they took a leap of faith and took a risk and got into a relationship. And one of these people felt, and I think it's the feminine, felt they couldn't rely on this person or that they would have all the weight on their shoulders. See, it's about paying bills, but it's about two people who It's about sharing, caring, sharing the responsibilities, taking responsibility. Yeah, we got a person reflecting. They're leaving all this behind, feeling very happy. See, someone was thinking negative, maybe holding on, and now they've decided to just let it go. It is what it is. Look at that. See, this is about laying the foundation. This is about coming in right, being financially prepared. But it's also an energy of making a commitment. This could be why somebody didn't want to make a commitment. Because they felt there was something lack, something missing. I mean, it has to do with love and emotional fulfillment too. Someone didn't get what they wanted. See, this is someone who's acting kind of content, being a little full of themselves, like, yeah, they're acting like everything's good, everything's content, but I feel like it wasn't. So it's somebody who wasn't very happy on the inside, but they were happy on the outside. Now they've released this. So it's whatever it is that happened. But look at this. It's whatever it is, it's over. It's being released. Now there's hope. Because this is someone ready to go down this path. See, they're not afraid to take a risk or live in the moment. Yeah, but it's somebody who's being a little more cautious. They're looking before they leap. Yeah, see, it's all about habits, patterns, lifestyle, the way someone conducts themselves, making sure you're on the same page. It's about committing to this path. This is somebody definitely feeling inspired, like happy. But yeah, it's leaving all that negativity. Someone was holding on to some of this baggage. Yeah, time to let it go. It's all about having two people who come together and they both take responsibility. They lift some of the burden off each other's shoulders. And this is making agreement, but it's loyalty and faith. It's about committing, making sure that you're both on the same page. Tell me about the Two of Cups. Yeah, this is someone who's wiser now. See, they have experience. See, it's about speaking truth. This is someone who expects loyalty. But because of the things they've experienced, they look before they leave. They want to have a talk. They're going to just say it like it is. They don't mince words, but they are wise. And this is an energy of being emotionally unavailable too. That was another thing. Someone was a little emotionally unavailable because they had all this baggage from the past where there was this lack. See, it's just, I think it's internal, more like not so happy on the inside, trying to be happy on the outside, but it's still about being emotionally available. It's all about two people making sure you're on the same page. Some sort of an agreement. Some sort of an agreement here. Yeah, it's an energy of what someone's manifesting. See, pre-manifesting and preparing. It's somebody who probably wasn't prepared. See, they're content. This is someone who keeps all their feelings to themselves. And they're content the way things are. See, they're happy, but the other person feels that there's some lack. So this is likely why somebody wouldn't make a commitment. But this is different because it's a whole new path. See, someone here is now prepared. They have everything they need. They're manifesting what they desire. Look at that Eight of Pentacles. So I do see movement, gaining momentum, and I do see a victory. This is someone just seeing truth in a situation. But they are determined to win. This is someone very determined, very focused. But I feel with this other energy, there was lack, either lack of money, negativity, whatever it was. They were content, but the other person I feel wasn't. So let's see, maybe there just wasn't enough money. I don't know. But it's definitely a person who's leaving all this behind and ready to go down the new path. Tell me about the Eight of Wands. This is lovely. Yeah, see, it's about two people who are interested. This is about investing in things together, being on the same page, some kind of an agreement. Maybe a prenup because of what's happened. Often it's someone who loses money. Somebody won't commit, but yet maybe live together or move in together. I don't know. But it all has to do with reciprocating. And I do see respect, self-respect, and self-worth. Yeah, somebody very masculine here. Yeah, it's all about that commitment, building the foundation. See, starting things off right. Something didn't maybe start off right. I think it's a person who was kind of content the way they were, but they didn't really have the money. And the other person maybe felt they couldn't rely on this person, like if something happened, right? It's all about planning in the long-term stability. But I definitely see interest in investing. Yeah. See, sharing and caring. The things you're interested in. Definitely feeling inspired. But it is an energy of patience paying off. Yeah. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles. Why is this here? Let's just see, because it's someone waiting. Yeah, it's just somebody waiting patiently, waiting for someone to commit. So this is, it could go the other way. Yeah, but this is someone who kind of feels, and here's another thing, maybe some strings attached. Prenup, strings attached. I don't know. But you can look at it that way. It will be that way for some of you. It's here. But it's somebody who feels the ship has sailed too little too late. Someone who was waiting. They're waiting for expansion. But this is about the pentacle. And I do feel it's someone waiting for a commitment too. Yeah, it's all about building the foundation. This is, and I wouldn't be so, oh, look at that. Yeah, it's a person taking decisive action, thinking things through, seeing truth, see decisive action. So someone who thinks it through, they look before they leap. So I do think there was a person here who probably rushed into a situation, maybe changed their mind and decided not to commit. But watch out for those, like prenup, sometimes there's strings attached, okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with both people agree if you're on the same page. But just be careful of someone who dangles that carrot and says, well, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I would be a little, I see skepticism coming from the King of Swords. But it's somebody, it's an energy of someone sharing some kind of experience. But it is about decisive communication. See, this is someone seizing the day, taking an opportunity that's presented. Yeah, there's the Empress. The Empress is open to receive. See, the Empress is still. So I do feel it has something to do with that provider kind of energy. This is someone with a lot of abundance. Somebody who has mastered the energies of the queens. But they're open, so it has to do with starting something new. This is someone ready for new, and I do think they've achieved something here. I can feel there's been a victory already, but it's seeing truth in a situation why somebody maybe wouldn't make a commitment. Yeah, well, it's somebody about to do that now, but there's going to be a conversation. Yeah, it has to do with a person stepping up to the plate. See, it's someone who has to step up to the plate. So there's a decision being made. And I do see out with the old and in with the new. See, lack and negativity. It's somebody's, I think it's someone's mindset. They were kind of content the way they were financially, feeling lonely for love. But this is someone who keeps all their feelings to themselves, see, emotionally unavailable. Why somebody maybe wasn't really available. But it's all about the feelings. But it is an energy of making a judgment. Making a decision, balance between head and heart. You know, there's a lot of desire, a lot of attraction. See, focusing on the wand. Someone focused more on how good someone looks other than what they bring to the table. Yeah, look before you leap. This goes for the masculines too, but see, the feminine's open. So this is someone who needs to step up to the plate. They need to make a commitment. They need to commit, yeah. See, it's all about love and a bond and a connection. See, this is someone who's choosing their battles, see, focusing on their money. It's why someone wouldn't commit. And it likely has to do with something that's happened before, where they started something before they were stable. And that maybe the feminine wouldn't commit to them because they didn't feel they would be reliable, or they didn't want to end up with all the weight on their shoulders. This is two people who lift the weight. They support each other. They lift each other up. They inspire. See, this is someone feeling inspired here. I like this. Yeah, Aries, Leo, Sag. I see Leo. I see Gemini, Taurus. Yeah, strong Taurus energy here, Cancer. Yeah. And Scorpio too. Water and fire is often Scorpio. Yeah, strong Gemini, Libra. Just want to look because everybody always asks. Yeah, so I do see truth and victory, seeing truth. This is someone open and available. See, but it's having that conversation and an agreement. I wouldn't be surprised if someone's thinking prenup, but watch out for that. Okay, look at everything very, very carefully. Look at all the details, because like I say, sometimes there's strings attached. Tell me about this King of Wands. Yeah, someone very much focused on money and work. See, they're building, creating. Very, very nice. See, this, I think it's a person who's left this behind, because I feel it's someone who jumped in and made a commitment to someone, ended up with a lot of loss. Because there's been loss here. Maybe financial loss. So definitely I could see a prenup. Yeah, that's what it is. Two of Cups. Yeah, see, this is someone open, emotionally available. Someone who's kind, compassionate, they care. But it is two people who pull their weight. But this is also someone who's had, this is someone who's going to be looking for those strings attached. And I'll tell you why. Because they're looking before they leap as well. Because this is someone who's had someone pile all the burdens on them, where they had to pay for everything. And it could be someone who was out of work, lack of money. Interesting. But I do think we have two people. This is two people going to be a couple. This is about coming together, being a couple. And the Empress is definitely open, always open to talk, to communicate. Someone who's kind, compassionate. But I do feel it's about two people reciprocating, sharing the day-to-day life responsibilities, two people who pull their weight. This is someone who's had the opposite of that, and so has this person. But this is somebody who was focused more on their love life than they were their money, and then they took a risk and got into a relationship. There was enough money, the other person wouldn't commit. Yeah, this is different though. Why? Because these two people actually care. Look, Emperor and Empress. These two people have achieved a lot of goals. They've mastered life. They've mastered their finances. They're emotionally available. They're ready. See, it's all about being ready. Tell me about that Five of Pentacles. I just want to see. See, this is about a fresh new start, an opportunity. Someone's cup overflows with emotion. But this is why this person didn't commit. Because they weren't financially ready. And this is someone holding it all in. But see, they never really got what they wanted anyway. See, this is about two people filling each other's cup, giving each other what they need. It's about partnership. But it is about working and building and putting in effort. Yeah. So someone who is focused on their love life when they should have been more focused on work. That's okay, because I see someone like literally like growing up here, right? Yeah. This focus, drive, ambition. And this is all this why. See, they're looking at why, what happened, how it all played out. But I do see a victory. Yeah, a lot of truth here. This person's definitely was skeptical. You can see their swords up. It's why they didn't follow through or commit, because of this past energy. They need to let it go. It's something that wasn't meant to be. But they've let go of the baggage too. Yeah, someone who's focused on their finances, being able to, build. It's about being able to build. This person's not a quitter. See, they don't give up. They didn't give up. They stayed focused on that. It's what I love about the King of Wands energy. It comes from the Emperor. But this is somebody who didn't give up. But you can see at some point they're looking back, feeling beat up. See, feeling beat up? because they've had a tough time. Like, I feel there's been loss of money, income. But this is all about a fresh new start. It's, this is, the cup overflows with emotion. They're keeping it to themselves and being a little cautious. This is someone who probably showered someone with so much love and generosity, winning their love over. Yeah, and then they couldn't provide. They didn't have enough, more going out than was coming in. See, sometimes it's an energy if there's never enough. But there's abundance, because these are two people going to work together. Beautiful Emperor and Empress energy. This is just gorgeous. Yep, the Queen of Pentacles too. See, someone who's stable. They're practical how they spend their money. They make sensible decisions. Someone who's very gracious, and they can also be very generous. See, this is about two people being generous. This is nice. Look at that. Good luck and timing. So it's something to do with timing. But like I say, just be careful of anyone who comes in, because I'm seeing this for most of the readings when there's strings attached. Okay? Whatever it is, make sure if you sign any kind of prenup or agreement, make sure it's fair. So no one takes advantage of someone else, because this is someone who isn't going to, because of experience, or not putting themselves in the position to be taken advantage of. So there's likely going to be some boundaries there. But whatever this is, these are two people, I feel. There's a lot of caring, a lot of sharing, a lot of compassion. See, this is somebody looking at it. It's someone here didn't follow through or step up to the plate. So I do see this as someone listening to this. It's understandable. But it's also the feminine who isn't going to let someone take advantage of them either. It's the way of the world, but see, their cup overflows with emotion. There's so much love. See, filling the cup. They needed to fill this person's cup. But these are two people going to fill each other's cups and give each other what they need. Yeah, King and Queen of Wands. So this is really, like I said, I've seen this in another reading. Someone's got some Aries, Leo, Sag energy here. Because some of this is actually in the Sag reading. And it is an energy of two people who inspire each other. See, movers, shakers. These are two people who work together. They create this path. But these are mover, shaker types, especially with the Emperor and the Empress. Two people who focus till they achieve. So this is a win-win for both people. There's a lot of physical attraction here too. Let's not forget that part about it. But it's someone who I feel has learned to look before they leap, the masculine and the feminine. See, making sure that nobody can take advantage of you. And that's why I feel boundaries. Yeah, I would be surprised if prenup, but I do see a commitment. See, the King of Swords is here. And the Queen of Swords did try to come out, but I lost it. The Empress is here anyway. But this is just an energy of boundaries because of experiences, but also seeing truth in a situation. See, going, aha. The other person provides. See, it has to do with the house and a home. See, this is about building a foundation. See, it's all about coming in right, doing things the right way. Yeah, see, not putting yourself in a position to be taken advantage of. I don't know, like, to be honest, I actually feel this is very positive. These two people, I feel, are in agreement. But if you're signing a prenup, look at it very, very carefully. Make sure there's not strings attached, okay? Because that's the only thing I see. And whatever those strings may be, the Emperor and the Empress both expect loyalty. Expecting the truth, see, but it's about expectations. Someone who expects, right? Commitment. Yeah. And I do think this is someone who didn't follow through. They didn't step up to the plate and make a commitment, because I don't think they were prepared, because they've been pre-manifesting and preparing. Somebody who wasn't ready because of what they did in the past. See, doing it right. So I love this. And this shows two people who are very ambitious in the goals that they hope to achieve, but they inspire each other. They lift each other up and keep each other inspired. Two very creative people. These are two people who create their own path. See, there's beautiful opportunity, and that's why someone's seizing the day, and they're going to take this opportunity that's presented. So whoever this is to you, Cancer, I see Cancer masculine here. But it could be Pisces or Scorpio. But it's really just about inspiring, releasing things that no longer serve. I see respect and self-respect. See, your self-respect makes you more desirable. See, with the Emperor and the Empress, respecting each other. Those boundaries. Oh, there's boundaries. I'm just a little worried about the strings attached with the prenup, or strings attached where somebody expects somebody else to be faithful and loyal, but yet, I don't know. I don't see anything negative. It's probably just the energy of the King of Swords being a little skeptical. See, they're looking at this, see what they're manifesting, what they desire. They have everything they need. And I do think they feel pretty confident they're making the right choice. But it's somebody who literally took a risk in the past and things didn't go well. And this is why they had to learn the hard way, the school of hard knocks. So, but it is about being emotionally available. This is why somebody came across that way, kind of cold, maybe even a little judgmental, judging a book by its cover, someone who's really attractive. Because this is someone who's fallen for that before. It's all about live and learn, right? But yeah, this person's ready to, ready to love again. They're ready to take a leap of faith. Yeah. Like I say, being playful, youthful, living in the moment a little bit. But the Queen of Pentacles is someone who, with this energy, the feminine's playing it a little more safe. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be friends first. Yeah, to make sure that you get each other. That's all good. I feel like it's going to be good here. It's just, it's talking boundaries, clarity, and just, you know, those moments of enlightenment where somebody goes, aha, right. We got to be friends first. Take care. Bye for now.